Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. So this video I would be commenting, but before I comment, as most of you probably have heard what Sheikh Yasir Qadhi mentioned. So today's video, it is more about what people are saying, not what I am saying. Okay, so I want to read some of the comments here because I found these comments are very, very interesting. So the first comment, the person he wrote is that we say it every day in Surah Fatiha. Okay, so that is one comment. Then it says that Yasir Qadhi is a misguided individual. Stop taking knowledge from him. And then you have other comments. Do not follow this Yale graduate. Follow Quran and Sunnah. It's just a matter of time when this clown will bring his own version of tolerant Islam. May Allah guide him. And then you have other brothers. What an ignorant person, subhanallah. And then some people they actually compared what he said with the Catholic belief. Muslims calling on saint is no different from Catholic praying to saints. It's the exact same thing. My mother is Catholic and I grew up with Catholics around me. Worship Allah alone, no partner. He is the all-seeing. Now, this is another one. May Allah guide this individual. He has no position to speak at all. Funny thing is that this is the same man who says he does not believe in Yajuj and Majuj. Okay, and now tells us that worshipping saints isn't shirk. May Allah guide this misguided person. And then you have another one. It is shirk to call upon other than Allah. Fear Allah, you will be questioned on Judgment Day. And a lot of negative comments, negative feedback. Nu'man bin Bashir, they mention, your Lord says, call upon me and I will respond to you. Supplication is worship itself. Al-mukhula, dua mukhula ibadah. Probably he's referring to that hadith. And there is another one. Well, the most safe person is to never invoke anybody other than Allah. And this dude mentioned the answer to this multiple times and spent about 40 minutes beating around the bush for something so simple. And so, Coffee Cats, there are a lot of other comments. I'm just overwhelmed by the number of negative comments people left about his view on this particular issue. So let me play the video and then inshallah I'll let you my opinion at the end, inshallah.
First opinion. The second opinion, which is now the opinion that I follow, the second opinion is the opinion that invoking the saints, it is haram and it is evil and it is an evil innovation, a religious innovation, a bid'ah, and it is a stepping stone to shirk. It is opening the doors to shirk, but it is not shirk in and of itself.
And he is speaking on behalf of the Deobandi. As we know, Deobandi, they go to the grave, they go to the mazar, and they invoke the saints. And he is talking about that particular group of people who are practicing this. Let's take a listen.
Unless
and these Deobandis, they're most of them you find, they are everywhere, but you'll find them in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, and many other places. But these are the people who go to the grave.
Is accompanied by a belief that you're calling out to a God. It is accompanied by a belief that you are deifying that entity that you are calling. So, opinion 2 says that the action is evil and haram and bid'ah and munkar and a stepping stone to shirk, but it is not necessarily shirk in and of itself. And if a person has a...
Okay, so he is saying that there is a condition to call someone a mushrik who is invoking a saint. There is a condition, and that condition is that he has to believe that this saint has independent power. He has to believe that this saint can help him. He has to believe that this saint has the position of almost like a god. If that condition is not being met and the person who is a random guy goes to the mazar or go to a shrine and then he invokes a saint, that action according to him is not shirk. It's simple as that. That's what he is saying. So you do the action, but you are not mushrik, you are not committing shirk unless you have belief. Okay, so you see how complicated the thing is right now. See, when shaitan will come to you, he will whisper in your head to make you confused. So shaitan, for example, the time of Nuh alayhi salam, from Adam alayhi salam to Nuh alayhi salam, there was about 10 generation. Shaitan came to these people and told them, why don't you remember those saints who passed before you? They were righteous, so that you increase in your ibadah, you remember them and you are motivated, you are inspired. So they said, yeah, that's a good idea. Then shaitan left them alone, came back again, and told them, why don't you make statue so that you can have a visual, you can see them. So they said, yeah, that's a good idea. And after some time, the shaitan came back again, and he said to these people, after it took generation, he told them, why don't you worship them? Because, these people are righteous and they have reached to the level of God. I mean, just worship them directly. Why you need to just put a statue? Just go and worship them. So that's how shirk started. There was no shirk before that. Now, if you go to the mazar and you invoke the saint, you will not do it unless you go and make sujood to that saint. It is impossible. I have never seen. I used to go to the mazar. Allah Azza wa Jalla saved me. I used to go to the mazar and I would see that these people who are invoking the saints, they are not just invoking. They are not just asking for something. In fact, they are making sujood. Okay, and the sujood they're making, they are saying to people, I'm making sujood to Allah, but it is actually making sujood to that grave, the saint, towards the grave. You see, they try to confuse you. They try to hide their action, their evil action, behind something you cannot really challenge them. So in other words, they commit shirk, but they don't call it shirk. Oh, I'm calling Allah, but I know, because I used to go there, I know it, I used to go there, that we are really making sujood to that dead guy. Okay? And so Yasir Qadhi is talking on behalf of those Deobandi and those people who are going to the mazar, and he's trying to kind of like reconcile. He said in the beginning of the lecture that I do not want you guys to have division, disunity among the ummah. And that's the reason why he is trying to strike a balance, and make a statement that will please everyone. So he's moving from his position 1B, as he mentioned, to position 2 for the sake of unity of the ummah. And dear brothers and sisters, this is to me, it's a disaster. It's a disaster. You change your position from iman to kufr. I mean, supporting shirk is just mind-boggling how this individual Yasir Qadhi, has been able to do it. What made him do it? If you take a look at his life, he studied at Yale University. He would dissect so many things from so many sources, so much knowledge that he acquired, that he would eventually present you with something that is mixed up. And a lot of the time, they confuse you so much. For example, his statement about Ya'juj and Ma'juj. He tried to find out where they are, who they are. Why you need to do those things? Ya'juj and Ma'juj are not here. They will come at the end of time. They are one of the 10 signs. Why you need to dig so deep that even the Prophet ﷺ did not do? Why you make a statement that the Sahaba did not make? So for this, he is again taking a big, a deep dive for no reason. He never probably went to a mazar and worshiped the grave, so maybe he doesn't know. He doesn't know what people do there, what is the actual action. Without knowing those things, he is just making a statement, rationalizing and justifying that action in the sense that it is not shirk. You can do haram thing, you can do this haram too according to him. Like, if you are attached to the saint and you love the saint Abdul Qadir Jilani or whatever it is, or Khaza Baba in India, if you love him, he's saying no problem going to him. Go back over and over again. You are not committing shirk. You're just doing something haram and you should not be doing. That's it. Like, even the concept of haram, he will change it over time. That's what I fear. This Yasir Qadhi, over time, you'll see he will come up with his own definition of haram and halal. And this is when people will start to worship Yasir Qadhi instead of worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal. Because, Uday bin Hatim, when he came to Rasulullah, he said, Rasulullah said that you worship your ittakhadhu ahbarahum ruhbanahum arbaba min dunillah, that you take your priests and rabbis as your Lord, as your God. He said, no, we did not. Then Rasulullah said, do you not follow what they made halal, haram, halal from the book? Do you not follow their opinion? He said, yes. Rasulullah said, that's what is worshipping God other than God. Worshipping them other than God. So dear friends, the point here is that the moment you follow Yasir Qadhi's statement that where he makes it halal for you, right now he's saying haram to go to the mazar. A few days from now he will change his position from 1B to 2 to number 3, number 4, number 5. I mean, Allah Alam how far he will go. Maybe he will have a position after 5 years. He will be taking the position of number 10, where it says going to the mazar is absolutely fine, no problem, just do it. Because he's always switching, he's flip-flopping. His aqidah, his belief is switching, is changing. And this is what he admits. Do you want to follow someone who doesn't even know what he's following, who doesn't even have a solid foundation on one thing, who cannot even stick to one single belief? He has to change so many times his opinion. Like, why? Do you want to follow that person? Did the Sahaba, they changed their opinion about jihad? Did they change their opinion about siyam and qiyam? In fact, when Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anh, he waged war against the people who refused to pay him zakah, Umar bin al-Khattab said, how can you do that? Because Rasul said that if they are Muslim and they believe in Allah and Messenger, you should not take their blood. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anh told Umar bin al-Khattab the position of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what he would do. And so Umar bin al-Khattab, he agreed, okay, so this is the position of Rasulullah. So the point here is that they did not change. Abu Bakr Siddiq did not change, radiallahu anh, from one position to now, okay, so the Prophet is, now not here, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We need to switch from position 1 to position 2. He did not do that. But Yasir Qadhi, his position is always changing, looks like. And Yajuj and Majuj is another example. Allahu Alam what his position will be after. Like, a lot of people, the comments, if you read, this is exactly what they're saying, that this guy, he would, make things halal, haram, halal very soon. And he's saying that I studied this sect, I studied that sect. No, you do not know those sects. You never been to a mazar. He was brought up in US. He studied in Medina. Where he will go to mazar? Maybe in India he will never go to mazar. Because before he was, a lot of people agree that he was good, a good guy. Now he is changing his position, subhanAllah. This is a big fitna, dear brothers and sisters. Whatever you believe, and he's confusing even the converts, people who are becoming new Muslim, they are even getting confused, like what is going on? Like, we used to believe this, we thought Islam is this, and now Islam is something else. And most of these comments, they say this is not something you should be saying. Allah Azza wa Jal, may Allah protect him, protect us, guide all of us, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Leave your comment, inshallah, and I'll see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.